Hey guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. I'm here today to talk to you about my experience with the @1 stock from Boyds. Okay, so I've got this on my 6.5 Creedmoor. This is the Mossberg Patriot that I bought a few months ago. And I have had a really good experience with this Boyds stock. So we're going to go over some of the features of it, and then I'm going to show you what's really important to me. Now, these features don't really matter too much to me. What really matters to me is the improvement in accuracy. So we'll show you some targets on here as well. This @1 is a laminate stock, and you can get it in a lot of different color combinations. This is the orange and black model. Big Oklahoma State fan, so of course I went with the orange and black model. This has an adjustable cheek piece on the back, which was really important to me. I wanted something with a high-rise cheek piece or something with an adjustable cheek piece, which is why I went with the @1. And the reason that I went with that is because I've got this Vortex Crossfire on here, and it has a 50mm objective, so it sits up pretty high because of that larger objective. One of these days I'm going to upgrade this scope, so that was why I wanted an adjustable cheek piece rather than one that was static, was because if I go with something with a smaller objective, I will not need this cheek piece up quite as high. So that was important to me to get that adjustable cheek piece, which is one of the things that drew me to the @1 stock. So he's got an adjustable cheek piece on here. He also has an adjustable buttstock on here for adjustable length of pull. And these are adjusted by pushing this button, and then they just click in and out of position. So just like that, and they'll click in and out of position on there very, very easily. This also has replaceable grips. You can replace the grip here, and you can replace the grip on your forestock. Now that is an add-on that you can purchase down the road separately from Boyds, or you can purchase it at the time that you buy your @1 stock. I haven't bought those because I don't feel like I need those yet. I like the factory stock on here, and this gun has been cleared and has been checked before we started this. Always handle a firearm with that is unloaded. So this has been checked and has been unloaded for safe. But this grip back here is really, really nice to me right now. As I get to be shooting more and more and more, I may want to upgrade it to something different. But I've got smaller hands, and I like the grip in the current position that it is, in the current size that it is. Same with the front stock on here as well, or the front grip on here as well. I like the size of it as is, comes from factory, and maybe one of these days I'll upgrade that. It also comes with a single point swivel, which I don't have on here right now, but it has a single point connection for a single point sling. It also has sling studs in the front and the back, and it has two on the front. There's another one here that I have removed because I have a bipod, that I've been messing around with to put on here, trying to decide whether I like it or not. The other thing that I really liked about this @1 Boyds stock was it was plug and play. I didn't have to do any kind of trimming on this stock. I know some people have had to do some slight trimming on their stocks, but I didn't have to do any kind of trimming or anything like that to get my rifle stock, or my rifle's action and barrel, to set down in there. It literally, I pulled it out of the factory stock, dropped it into this one, tightened it down, and I was good to go. So very, very pleased with that. Overall look too, the overall look on this thing is fantastic. I really, really like the overall look of this. So let's put the gun down here and let's talk about accuracy for a second. Okay, so I have two targets here. Both of these were shot at different times, and the only difference in these targets was the @1 stock was added to the gun. They were both shot with American Whitetail from Hornady, 140 grain 6.5 Creedmoor bullets, factory ammunition, no hand loads. I do some reloading, but none of these were shot with my reloads. These were all shot with American Whitetail from Hornady, which is an ammunition that I really like, and one that I'll reload when I start doing my reloads on the 6.5 Creedmoor. I'll try to emulate. This is my first group here, and I shot a few other ones when I was just trying to get a feel for the gun and things like that, but this is my initial group right here with the factory stock, and that group size was .768. So that is a 5-shot group of .768, so pretty good shooting at 100 yards. I was really, really happy with that for a factory gun. Now, my second grouping here is 5 shots as well. I took, like you typically do with a group like this, or at least I typically do, I had 4 shots in there, and they were just stacked on top of each other. And you get it in your head. Just make a good shot on this last shot. Just make a good shot on this last shot, and then you always end up pulling it. So that's what I ended up doing. These 2 shots right here were 2 shots that I felt like I yanked the trigger, I pushed the trigger, I pulled the trigger, I didn't squeeze the trigger, and trying to force that really, really good shot. And so I had 4 shot group going right here, and I squeezed those 2 off and didn't do very good. I ended up putting another one in there and put it in there right on top of the other ones in there. So a 5 shot group on this one was reduced down, throwing those 2 out. So we're just going to throw those 2 out because I know those 2 were me. We're reduced down to 0.529, so just that far above the half-inch mark. So I reduced those almost really close to a 1/4 inch, so about 0.23, 0.24, somewhere in that range. So really close to a 1/4 inch reduction at 100 yards, with all things being equal except for the factory stock versus the Boyds at 1 stock. Okay, so when it comes down to it, that's what I was really looking for out of this Boyds at 1 stock. Was I wanted the comfort of this cheek riser here to be able to adjust that. I wanted an adjustable length of pull to get more comfortable with that, and I also wanted to improve my accuracy. Now, how much is the bedding in the stock, the way it beds up? How much is being more comfortable with a better length of pull that's more fit to me? How much is due to this cheek piece that I can really get my cheek weld solid now? How much is due to that? Those features of this thing. I don't know how much contributes to each one, but overall, when you combine all of those things, it's a reduction of almost a 1/4 inch in a rifle that was already putting up sub-MOA groups. So overall, I'm very pleased with that. This gun is much more comfortable for me to shoot now because of the length of the pull and the cheek weld, and I'm seeing a much more accurate gun. A 1/4 inch at 100 yards is to me, for my level of shooting, is huge. By just buying the stock, I haven't done any pillar bedding to it, any action. This is factory. This is a factory rifle. I haven't done anything to the rifle. I haven't replaced any kind of parts or anything like that. So by just doing this, adding this at 1 stock, I've reduced my 100-yard group by almost a 1/4 inch. So that's very impressive to me, and to me it's worth the money, and it's worth the upgrade to this at 1 stock. For this Mossberg Patriot, I'm going to end up buying one for my son's gun, which is a Savage Axis. I'm going to end up buying one for it. I may end up going with a different model on it, just to try out a different model. So if you have a suggestion for another Boyd stock, or a Hogue, or Macmillan, or someone like that, let me know. I'm looking for another stock to put on a 223 to shoot, and to set up for a long range gun for him. So but overall, I'm very happy with this Boyds at 1 stock. I think it's done what it was advertised to do on their website, and I'm very happy with it overall. And again, would purchase another one without a doubt. And I was really hesitant to go into buying one of these. I'm new to rifles. I'm new to gun. I don't know what's going to make a big difference and what's not. So I'm experimenting with what's going to make a difference and what's not, what's a waste of money, and what is worth the investment. So purchasing a $220 stock to me was a big upgrade for a Mossberg Patriot. That's a $350 rifle. So I'm putting almost as much money into the stock as what I've put into the rifle itself. So I wasn't sure that it was worth it in the beginning, but now that I've got one, now that I've used one and shot one, the comfort alone is worth investing in this, but the accuracy improvement is worth investing in that for sure. So this is the Boyd at 1 stock. It's got some great features, and overall I am very happy with the look, feel, and performance of this at 1 stock, and would definitely recommend it to any of you guys out there looking for a replacement stock for your factory stock. So you can check this out at Boyd's website. You can just Google that, and you can find the Boyd's gun stock website pretty easily. I say I'm going to put a link. I usually say I'll put a link below, and then I never end up doing it. So I'm not even going to say it this time. Just Google Boyd's gun stock. You'll find their website, and you can get there yourself, because I know I'll forget. I know I will not put the link in the description below. So check this Boyds stock out. They make some fantastic stocks, and I'm going to definitely would be willing to buy another one, and I would definitely be willing to try another one of their stocks in the future to see what kind of quality they are. So this is the @1. For more information on it, Google Boyds stock, and to follow us on our social media pages. We're on Instagram and Facebook, and we're pretty active both places when I'm not banned on Facebook, at least. I've been banned on Facebook 2 times now in the last week for putting up gun content and gun-related posts. So when I'm not banned on Facebook for putting up gun stuff, I am on there and Instagram under Ike's Outdoors. Appreciate you guys watching.